Hello, my favorite people on the internet. Today, I have something a little bit different for everybody. Now, this one I think is something that everyone will be able to enjoy. It doesn't matter whether you're a member of the Discord. It doesn't matter if you are just a stray passerby who enjoys Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but wants to get the most out of their experience in the game. With Palworld being so big right now, improving the experience that is known as Scarlet and Violet is definitely it's a challenge. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to improve the experience that you have. Last video was all about ability patches, and if you really want to check that video out, you probably can do so right in this little area here. But instead of going through Discord, doing .trade, PKCL, going through all that crap, we've made it just a little bit more accessible to the public. You don't even have to have a Discord account. And hopefully we can make this even more accessible later on to everybody without Discord. Today, I'm going to teach you how to get unlimited Pokédollars. To get unlimited Pokédollars, it is an easy task. To do that, I've actually got it set up to where you need 2 Pokemon. I'll show you what to do with those 2 Pokemon. And then you'll want to come to this place right here. Let me show you on the map where it is. This is the Madrana, whatever. It's that place where the auction is, and you're going to want to talk to this lady right here. Now, as you can see, she's actually selling exactly what we'll need. I already have the items. What we're going to do is we're going to go over here next to this area, and we're going to catch ourselves 2 random Pokemon. It doesn't matter what they are. Now, I will go ahead and preface this. You can do this manually by yourself, but what I do recommend is a controller that has macro abilities. Now, you're probably wondering, wait, how are you doing this without the Switch being in your hand? Well, I bought these a little while back. They're Nixie controllers, and they do have macros, but they're also wireless. I don't have a link for them, but I will say that they are pretty nice controllers. But any macro controller works, like $30. If you don't want to use a macro controller, you can just spam A. You'll see what I mean. All right, so the first encounter. So we're gonna go ahead and catch this fella. His name is Grimer. We're going to throw a quick ball at him. We don't really care. Okay, so now that we've caught Grimer, we're going to go catch something else. Again, it doesn't matter what you catch. You could catch literally anything. And I'm just going to go over here and catch this Meowth, which works totally fine. Go ahead and throw a quick ball at it. I love quick ball. My favorite ball in this game is a quick ball. Easily obtainable, almost like a master ball, in my opinion. Now, this is where the fun begins. So what we're going to go ahead and do next is we're going to go into our boxes. We're going to take this Grimer and we're going to set it next to this Meowth, or however you've done it. Take one of your Pokemon, check its summary, and push the X button to change its nickname. We're going to name the first one Kyurem. You do not have to have DLC to do this. Not at all. That's why I did this. This is accessible to anyone. We're going to go over to the Grimer, check summary. We're going to change its nickname to Reshiram. Now, once we've nicknamed both of these, we can go ahead and back out. What I would recommend here is going ahead and going back to the port down here where the auction house is. She says she's selling DNA splicers. We don't need these yet. She might not be selling you DNA splicers yet. So, to make sure that she will sell you DNA splicers, we're going to push X. We're going to push the L button. That's going to connect us to the internet. Did I mention you need Nintendo Switch Online? Because you need Nintendo Switch Online. If you don't, we've got a pretty good deal on that going in the server. Look in the lobby of the Discord server if you're not already a member there. Again, Discord is not required, but if you do want a mad deal on Nintendo Switch Online, discord.gg/Pokemon Collection. Once you've joined, select your bot, do everything normal, look in the lobby of the server, and there's an ad in there that I think you might enjoy. There's also a link in this description down below. Now we're going to go, once we've connected to the internet, we're going to hit Pokeportal. We're going to go down to Link Trade, and we're going to type 12471247 as a link code. Now once we do that, we're going to begin searching, and it's going to say search for a trade partner for a link trade. It's going to search. Now, right now, this process should be fairly quick for anybody trying it. So once we do that, we're going to pick the one that we named Kyurem and hit trade it. And in return for our whatever we caught and named Kyurem, we will get Kyurem. This Kyurem has a very specific EV set that is going to allow us to perform the unlimited money at its most optimal state. It's going to be holding a metronome. It's going to have all of the items that it needs. It's going to have everything it needs to be the perfect Kyurem. And we're going to repeat this process one more time. Same trade code, 1247, 1247, and then we will trade it the name of the other Pokemon, which is the Reshiram. Now, you'll notice that it did come from a trainer named PKCL. All that stands for is Pokemon Collection, which is the name of our Discord server. Go ahead and go back into Link Trade, begin searching one more time. You can do 1247, 1247. Now, once we've done that, we're going to go ahead and go down to the Grimer that we named Reshiram. We're going to hit Trade It, and we're going to get a Reshiram. Make sure you push A on that attention screen. If you don't, you'll fail the trade. Nintendo, Game Freak, whoever did not do a very good job with that feature. All right, now that that trade has completed, we have both of the Pokemon that we need in order to make this happen. We have both a Reshiram and a Kyurem, and we're going to back out of this trade. After you have completed those trades, the things that you will want to do is go ahead and talk to this lady. Now, you'll notice that a moment ago, before the trade, she said that she was selling the DNA splicers. Well, now she's selling a Lustrous, or she also was selling a Scroll of Waters. Instead of doing what I originally thought we'd have to do, which is day skipping, what you can do is talk to her, and if she's auctioning things up, you can say, sure, I'll join, and you can go ahead and join that bid. You can get it not very expensive at all. I'll just go ahead and bid for highest. I don't really care. We'll just bid for highest on everything. I noticed that you probably don't even have to bid to make this happen, because if I back out, then she'll just sell the next item. So we'll do that. I've done this bid, and then I get what I need, get what I want, get what I need. She will eventually sell you DNA splicers. Once you get those DNA splicers, what you want to do is go map, go to your map. What we want to do is go to Masagoza. All right, so once you have flown over to Masagoza, go ahead and open up your bag. Now you'll notice that Kyurem is holding a metronome. Go ahead and put that held item away. Go ahead and go to your bag and head on over to the key item slot. Take your newly gained DNA splicers, go down to Kyurem and fuse it with Reshiram. You'll click on Kyurem first, it'll say choose, you'll click on Reshiram, and you'll be good, and it'll fuse them into that monster. So what we'll do from there is we're going to take that metronome that you took off of Kyurem, and we're going to put that metronome on the Kyurem White. Give to Pokemon, and we're going to give that to Kyurem. So now what we're going to do is go down to Kyurem, and we're going to make them the lead Pokemon in the slot. So we're going to go on inside. This is where all that magic begins to happen. You'll go over here to this fellow here, and this is where we'll start. So I'm going to save it first, just in case anything dumb happens. The remainder of this video, I want to go ahead and preface that I will just be talking. If you want to go ahead, do this for yourself while the rest of this video happens, that's amazing. You'll be able to follow back along. Just give it a good little listen. You could also take this opportunity to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. You can also hit that little notification bell so that you see my next video. We're going to be doing a bunch of cool stuff like this in the future. And again, it's all about making things more accessible with or without Discord. Accessibility is my #1 prioridad. I don't think that's the Spanish word for priority, but... Now, once we get up to this fellow here, we're going to do something that I actually forgot to do a moment ago. You didn't see the mistake, but I made it so you wouldn't have to. Take all of your Pokemon that are in your party and move them over. Get them out of your party. Otherwise, this will not work and you cannot turbo this. So we're going to take and move all of these other Pokemon out of here. Go ahead and save the game one more time. Now, pick our turbo. Mine's this. But if you have a Hori Compact, the turbo button is on the front. So you'll hold that turbo button down, double press A, or you'll have a menu pulled up. But we're going to talk to this fellow. There we go. Once you have Kyurem in your party, he's the only one in your party, you can save, start this up, and now once it starts, Kyurem has all of the stats it needs to blitz through this. How fast? I'm not entirely certain, but if you're leaving it overnight, you're going to be able to max your money out easy peasy. Once it runs through this once, I'm going to show you the type of money that you get from each battle. So really quick, just to take a fast break from the fast forward. So what we're looking at now is the turbo going on. Like I said before, you don't have to have a turbo. Okay, what you can do instead is you can just mash A through all of this. If you do have a turbo, then obviously that's the preferred way. You can set it on your counter. This switch here, when you have it, you would just plug it up and put your macro controllers on it, set your turbo, and just set it down. Obviously, you don't want to leave it overnight without a charger, but if anybody is from my era and you remember the X and Y days where we would take a coin and we would slip it under the little 3DS mat, like the little circle, it would run circles around the Paris Tower that was in X and Y, and you could do that to hatch eggs. I don't know if anyone remembers that. And this process itself shouldn't take that long. For each battle, it looks like you're going to do about 17,000 Pokédollars, and I believe there's 4 per battle. I'm going to go ahead and type in my calculator here. So let's say you do 17,000 per battle and you got 4 battles. That's 68,000. Again, it's been a minute since I've done this, but I did want to, again, make this more accessible to everybody. Even though I don't do it that often, I also realize that there are people out there who do not have access to PKCL, who do not have access to things such as a Sysbot or things like that. And without access to that, it makes it hard. And what I would like to do is make this fully accessible to everyone. And eventually, what I'd like to do is up the process, have a bunch of bots so that if you want to trade for any Pokemon, all you'll have to do is type in our trade code. And when you type in our code, you'll have the Pokemon, any Pokemon, you'll nickname it whatever. And when you trade that Pokemon with the bot, you will be able to get the Pokemon you want. So skipping Discord would be phenomenal. But in order to do that, it's going to take a ton of support. For that to happen, the best place I would recommend supporting us at would be patreon.com/Pokemon Collection. If you aren't a member of the Discord server, a lot of those benefits may not appeal to you, and that's okay. But if you would like to support making this something more worldwide on a bigger basis, please consider subscribing to our Patreon page. It starts at a cost of $4.99. That's about the same price as a coffee. What you'll be doing is helping to support the entire Pokemon community as a whole. Those 20 switches back there, they got there from the support of our patrons. Let's make it 40 switches. Let's make it 50 switches. Let's make it 100 switches. I am so excited to bring things like this and more to a worldwide audience. And with your help, I know we can do it. You guys are absolutely amazing. Let's go ahead and finish this whole process. All right, so it looks like we just beat the 3rd round. And if I was correct, there are, yes, 4 rounds. So that being said, is 68,000. Now, I did see that I gained an extra 20,000 on top of that last match there. So that would mean that it'd be like 27,000, something along those lines. But it's like 108,000, right, per match. What you'll be doing is just running this overnight. To me, it looks like this could take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. It could be longer. I haven't really noticed. At the end of this whole thing, we're going to have the number down here that shows exactly how long this took to run all of these matches from start to finish. From the moment we started pushing A with the turbo to the very end, like reaching back around to the guy who starts all of this. So
a few moments later.
So we are back in front of our fellow. He's going to give us our prize. And in this case, it was a rare candy. And the amount of time that it took to get from here back to here is right here. It's right here in this corner. See that? Do that and multiply the total that you've earned by however long you plan to run it. Run it 24 hours and you'll probably never have to worry about Pokédollars again. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. In the next video, we're going to be talking about how to get any version exclusive Pokemon in 2 minutes. The goal for this one, again, is accessibility. We won't be using a Sysbot. However, in order to make sure that everything is streamlined and as smooth as humanly possible, we again would like it if you would consider supporting us over on patreon.com/Pokemon Collection. Thank you so much again for watching. You all do me the biggest favor in the world and stay optimistic.